Hey everyone, welcome to Sperm, and this is an evolution video in which we will talk about evolution of different technologies. This video will be about an operating system, that is Android. Android is an most used operating system. It runs on more devices than Microsoft Windows. Android is known for its customizations, and today we will talk about how Android came to be as it is now. So without wasting any time, let's get into the video. Android started its journey from its first version used in mobile phones, Android 1.0. The commercial device came with Android 1.0 was HTC Dream. Released in 2008, Android 1.0 came with App Market, web browser, Google Apps, media player support, YouTube player, Wi-Fi and Bluetooth support. The Android 1.1 was released in 2009 with the codename Android Petit 4. Though it was never used officially, Android Petit 4 come with more enhancements such as ability to save attachments in message, longer in-call screen timeout while using speaker, detail and review about business on maps, etc. Next on the line was Android 1.5. Based on Linux kernel 2.6.27, also known as Android Cupcake, released in 2009, 1 month after 1.1, Android Cupcake came with the whole new set of features with pre-existing one. Support of third-party virtual keyboard was added with user dictionary, supports for third-party widget, copy and paste feature in web browser, auto rotation option and many more. Almost 6 months apart, Android 1.6 was launched with the codename Donut. Android Donut was based on Linux kernel 2.6.29. Included in the update were the numerous new features like voice-to-text typing, multilingual text-to-speech support, ability to view app screenshot in App Market, and support for WGS screen resolution for Android tablets. Android 2.0, also known as Android Eclair, was based on Linux kernel 2.6.29. Android 2.0 was also released in 2009, just 1 month after Donut. This version of Android came with many new features like numerous camera features, Bluetooth 2.1 support, improved Google Map, pressure-sensitive touch support in API, and addition of live wallpaper. The next big version of Android was Android 2.2 with the codename Frozen Yogurt, Froyo in short. Android 2.2 was released in 2010. Frozen Yogurt come with Linux kernel 2.6.32 with features like speed, memory and performance optimization, quick switch support between multiple keyboard, support for high PPI display and many more. Android 2.3 Gingerbread was the next Android version. Update focused on new user interface design with increased simplicity and speed, switch from YAFFS to ext4 file system on newer devices. Gingerbread was the first Android version to feature an Easter egg. Then the tablet version of Android was released in 2011 with Linux kernel 2.6.36 with optimized tablet support and new holographic user interface, redesigned keyboard, simplified multitasking, UI refinements, support for gamepad, support for external keyboard and pointing device. This version of Android wasn't able to get the positive reaction because of being tablet only. Android 4.0 was also known as Android Ice Cream Sandwich, publicly released in 2011 with Linux kernel 3.0.1. Android 4 came with major refinements to the Hello interface with the new robot font family, 1080p video recording for stock Android devices, new camera application enhancing video stabilization and QVGA resolution, and built-in photo editor. Then the Android 4.1 Jelly Bean came with even smoother user interface, CPU input boost, multi-channel audio ability to turn off notification on specific application basis, and lock screen home screen rotation support. The Android 4.2, a new flavor to Jelly Bean, was launched with features like lock screen improvement, new clock application, SC Linux support, and group messaging support. The Android 4.3, an even sweeter Jelly Bean, was launched with features like 4K resolution, SC Linux enabled by default, native emoji support and many more. Android Jelly Bean was based on Linux kernel 3.0.31 and was released in year 2012-2013. Android 4.4 was released in 2013 with the codename Android KitKat. KitKat came with features like optimization of performance on devices with lower specifications, including ZRAM support, wireless printing capability, storage access framework, verified boot, audio tunneling, audio monitoring, and loudness enhancer. Android 5 Lollipop was released in 2014 during Google I/O and it was unveiled under the codename Android L. It came with new material design user interface, improved battery life, guest login feature, smart lock feature, OTA updates for new devices, native Wi-Fi calling support, high definition voice call and many more. Android 6 Marshmallow was released in 2015. Also known as Android M, it came with various improvements like USB Type-C support, 4K display mode for apps, app permission are granted individually at runtime and Miracast support. Android 7 Nougat was released in 2016. Also known as Android N, it was the 7th major release of Android OS. Android Nougat supported file-based encryption, VR interface, new and improved QoS panel, multi-windowed support for desktop mode, circular app icon support and manual storage manager. Android 8 Oreo was the 8th major release of Android. Released in 2017 with codename Android O, it was the biggest change to the foundation of Android to date with Project Treble, which makes it easier to do system-wide software update. Other features of Android Oreo was picture-in-picture support, adaptive icon, multi-display support, Google Play Protect, automatic light and dark theme and integrated printing support. Now entering to the era of modern Android version, Android 9 Pie, also known as Android P, was the 9th major Android version but the last one with the name after a desert. Android 9 features new UI for QoS panel, support for display cutout and notches, rounded corners across the UI, adaptive battery, auto brightness, Volcom 1.1 support, and redesigned volume slider. Android 10 is also known as Android Q. Released in 2019, Google added wide-awaited system-wide dark mode, support for biometric authentication in applications, background access to camera, support for AVI video codec, microphone and sensor disabled for privacy protection, and revamped full-screen gesture navigation with new app open-close animation. Android 11, also known as Android R, was the 11th major version of Android. Released in 2020, it added features like chat bubble, screen recorder, new permission controls, wireless debugging in developer option, and wireless Android Auto with 5 GHz Wi-Fi. Android 12, also known as Android S, was the 12th major version released in 2020. It added features like easier Wi-Fi sharing, Material U, a newly updated design language based on Material Design, scrolling screenshot, mic and camera indicator, and toggle. Where Android 12L was featuring improvements for foldable phones and user interface to tailor to a large screen over Android 12. In year 2022, Google releases Android 13, 13th major update of Android, also known as Android T, and its features are app requires permission first to push notification, support for LE3 audio and LC3 audio codec. Android has gone through various updates and 13 of them was major updates. The UI design and design engine has changed quite a lot. Nowadays, many useful features are available without having to root the phone. Android is now moving towards being privacy-based OS while still giving the user a lot of customization. So that is it for this video guys. Like the video if you found it helpful, share it with your friend and subscribe for more awesome content. Thanks for watching.